In the second intermission, and now joined by a very special guest in Jeff Marek.
Hey.
And thank you so much for joining us here. We're very happy to have you.
My pleasure. You know what? This is I've been to Kelowna a number of times, but this is my first time in Penticton. I was told I was going to love it, and here's one of the reasons why. The minute we got here, like I come from a town of 40,000 people, Stouffville, Ontario, and there's no way that we could have something like this in Stouffville. The minute we got here, Penticton Vees hats, Penticton Vees shirts, Penticton Vees jerseys, I'm seeing cowbells with everyone. I'm completely impressed at the spirit of this community.
We know you love junior hockey. It's your first love. Just kind of what got you into junior hockey when you were younger?
My dad would take me to Maple Leaf Gardens, and the way it worked then is if you bought a Toronto Maple Leafs ticket, you also got a free ticket to the Toronto Marlboros, the OHL team, and they used to do double headers, games in the afternoon for the junior team, and the NHL team played in the evening. And there was one player. Everyone's got like the one player they loved in junior when they were.
Yep.
There was a goalie by the name of Bruce Dowie. Never met him, always wanted to. He was my hero when I was 7 or 8 years old. I thought this guy was the best goaltender I ever saw. Never went anywhere, but that moment I was hooked. And we used to do OHL Game of the Week on Global Television. I never missed it. And the New Westminster Bruins would show up at the Memorial Cup every year in Ontario and beat up the Hamilton Finn Cups and win the Memorial. And they terrorized everybody in Ontario. I can remember being a kid and hearing about Boris Fistruck and being terrified. Oh, Boris is going to get you. Thanks, New West. Thanks, Ernie McLean.
And I believe you had a story about Aaron Ward that ties into the Okanagan.
So this is one of my favorite stories. So every year what they used to do on Hockey Night in Canada is after they handed out the Stanley Cup, they would do all these cutaways, all pre-recorded, of the Stanley Cup champions, all the individual players, and they would say who their favorite hockey player was. And everybody was Wayne Gretzky, Mario Lemieux, some Jagrs thrown in there, Yzerman, Howard Chuck, etc. Aaron Ward, defenseman for the Carolina Hurricanes, 2006, out of nowhere, says Bob McGill. Detroit Red Wings, Toronto Maple Leafs, Chicago Blackhawks, a nice player, but he's not Gretzky, he's not Lemieux. And I asked Aaron Ward years later, why did you say Bob McGill was your favorite player? He says, he is my favorite player. He said, because when my parents sent me to Okanagan Hockey School, I hated it. It was too hard. I couldn't do it. I felt like I had 2 left feet and I had hands like feet. And I was awful and I wanted to quit and I wanted to go home. And Bob McGill was a counselor here, and he stayed with me every single day, on the ice, off the ice, and made sure that it was a good experience for me. And if it wasn't for Bob McGill, I would have quit hockey, and there would have been no Stanley Cup. So forever, Bob McGill from Okanagan Hockey was his favorite player. That's whenever I hear Okanagan Hockey Camp or Hockey School or Okanagan Hockey, I think of Aaron Ward and I think of Big Daddy Bob McGill.
Awesome.
Yeah,
is that a good story?
That's a great story.
Is that all right?
Yeah.
You know, and junior hockey is such a special thing. I've been working the game for about a decade now, and you've seen the game develop from your time kind of covering junior hockey, the beginning of your career to now. And like, how have you seen it progress, especially at the major junior level? I know I could go on about, you know, the fightings and the brawls and things like that, but when it comes to the skill of the game, the speed, the way the game's played, how have you seen the progression?
I miss those days, by the way, the 4-hour games, and there's more time picking up sticks and gloves and anything else. I'm always amazed, and I said the same thing, you know, watching this game here with the Vees and the Cougars. I always say the same thing when I go to junior hockey games. Where did all the bad skaters go? You know,
no kidding.
I'm talking to some of the older people here in the arena tonight. Like, we can all remember going to junior hockey games, and this guy can shoot, this guy can skate, nobody else can really skate, this guy can fight, but everyone had sort of designated roles.
Yep.
And everybody can skate now. Everybody can skate, everybody can shoot, everybody can play make, everybody can think. Like, the way that the entire game has gotten a lift, and it all starts with skating. There's varying degrees of how good a skater you are, but I don't think we look at any player on the ice tonight or in any junior hockey game and say, well, that kid can't skate. The skating for me is the one thing.
It's incredible.
Everybody skates.
The speed,
Everybody skates.
the speed just seems like it ramps up a little more each year, and you know, from the NHL down to junior, and they're trying to get to that league, right? So naturally, they're trying to emulate that, and I think the game's in a fantastic place and only getting better.
It really is, and it's funny too because I'll think back, like, you know, I just mentioned off the top of this conversation, you know, the Toronto Marlies of the late 1970s, early 80s. As a kid, I remember watching those games and saying, "Wow, look how fast this is. It must be impossible to get any faster." I'll go back and watch some of those games, or I'll watch the NHL in the 70s and the 80s, and I'll say, look how slow this is. Like, if you're a trailing winger, your only responsibility is to make sure the defenseman that's joined the rush doesn't get in front of you. Man, the game is quicker. The gap is more narrow. We don't see slap shots because you don't have room anymore. It's become so. I honestly, I have no idea where it's going to go next. We keep hearing about positionless hockey and possession over position. That's probably the direction it is headed. But I'm thinking to myself, 10 years from now,
it's crazy.
What's that going to be?
Yeah.
15 years from now, what's this game going to be? I have no clue. All I know is the skill level is going to be ridiculous.